Okay, so we're gonna start off with the main riff. Now, with the main riff, we're gonna use only three chords. Now, you need to know that the main song, the original song, it's half step down. This one, it's in a standard tuning. I'm going to teach to you the song in a standard tuning, so you don't have to change the tuning. But when you get to play to the original track over the original track, you will need to play it half step down. Now we're gonna, like I told before, we're gonna use only three chords. The first one is gonna be A. Then we're gonna play D with an F sharp on top, and then we're gonna play like a G chord. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that. So the first chord, it's A. We're gonna strike 3 times, okay? From all upstrokes. Okay, 3 times, and then we're gonna do that. We're gonna go to the 3rd fret of the B string, the 2nd of the G string, and on the E, on the upper E, on the 2nd fret. We're gonna strike twice, and then we're gonna go to G. Now the only thing we need to do here is to lift the finger that we were using on the 3rd string, on the G string, and on the E string we need to move it to the 3rd fret. That's the only thing we need to do. Or you can do that, or you can use this finger. So we strike twice on the D chord, and then once on the G chord. Now it's really important that when you strike G, use this hand to kill the note. If not, it's gonna keep ringing. Now we're gonna do this movement 3 times. Okay. 3 times, and then we're gonna do that. We're gonna go again to a D chord with the F sharp on top, just 1 time. And then we go to an A chord and we strike twice. Now remember that with the A chord you don't need to use the 1st or the 2nd string. Only with the 4th, the D, the A, and the G chord, the G string, it's enough. Okay, let's go one more time. And that's it. If you got that, you have pretty much the whole song. Now this is the riff, the main intro. Then we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna play the same progression, the same notes, the same chords over the first verse. And with the first verse, we're gonna end it on a different way. You're gonna do that, and then the main chorus comes in. So basically, what you need to do, you need to go to play an E chord, is the open E string and 2nd fret on the A string and 2nd fret of the D string. And what you're gonna do, you need to do palm muting, strike all the 3 strings at the same time, doing palm muting, and when when you keep playing, you just lift the hand. You stop doing the palm muting, and you give it a more complete sound. And then the chorus comes in. Okay, so with the chorus, we're gonna do the following. We're gonna do that. So we can use three chords like we did before. They are pretty much the same chords. But the first one, it's A. We're gonna do that. We're gonna strike 3 times the A chord. 3 times. Then we're gonna strike 1 more time, and as soon as we strike, we change to a D chord. Okay, you strike the D chord 1 time, and then we strike 3 more times, that way. 3 times. Then you go to a G chord, strike 1 time, and then back to the D chord, and you strike only 1 time. Now we repeat this same section, the same progression 3 times. One time, start again. That was second round. Third round, and on the fourth round, you're gonna do that. It's the same thing. The only thing that we just keep we just stop playing on the D chord when we just let it ring. Same thing. A 3 times. The fourth time we go to a D chord and we just let it ring. And that's pretty much about it on the chorus. Then a new verse comes in and we do the same thing that we did before. We go back to the main riff. Then a new section comes in. Now, before the solo, there's a pre-solo. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do that. So we're gonna use D chord and G chord. Now we strike twice D chord, and then we go to a G chord, strike twice, and then go back to a D chord, and you strike just one time. We repeat the same movement twice, and the third round we're gonna do that. We just go to a G chord again, strike twice, and then a D chord again. Let's go one more time in slow tempo. First round. That was the second round. And then the solo comes in. And the solo comes in. Now with the solo, we're going to do the following. We're going to do that. So we're going to go to the 7th position of the G string. You're going to do a bend like going to the 9. And when you do that, you have to make a bar on the second string, on the B string and on the E string, both at the same time. And when you do the bend, you strike 5 of the B string and then 5 and 5 of the B and on the E at the same time. That's the movement. Now you repeat the same movement 5 times. And then you go to the 7th fret of the B string and the 7 of the G string, and you do that. You strike both at the same time. You do a bend, a release, and then you just start the bend just a little bit. That's the movement: bend, release, and bend, and then we're gonna do that. So 5 and 5 after the release on the 7, 5 and 5 of the B and on the G string, then 7 on the D string, 7 of the D string, 5 of the G string, and then go back to 7 of the D string. One more time. Then, I'm sorry. That's the movement. We go to the 4th position of the D string. You strike just one time, and what you need to do a bend, like going to the 5th position, and then do the release, bend, and release. You can do a slide, and then just slide to 5, and then back to 4. But well, the original thing is the bend and the release. So bend, release, and then 5 of the A string, 3 of the A string, and 5 of the E string, the top 3 E string. Let's go one more time. And then you just go back to the 7 of the D string. Now the next movement. That's movement. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to 5 of the G string. you do a bend, and when you're doing the bend, you need to go to the E string and the B string on the 5th position. You put your fingers over the both strings at the same time. And when you're doing the bend, you strike 5 of the E string, 5 of the B string, and then go to 4 of the G string. And you're gonna do that. Just 4 of the G string, you do a bend. It's the same thing we did with the D chord. 4 of the G string, bend, release, back to 4, and then just go to the second bend, like going to 5. Okay, bend, release, and then second position of the G string. And then we do the same thing than before. 4, bend, like going to 5. And then we go to the 5th position of the E string. Let's go one more time. Let me play on the slow tempo what we have so far, and then we just move to the final section of the solo. Okay, so the next section, after we do that with the previous section, we're gonna end the solo with that section. What we need to do after 5 of the E string, we're gonna do that. So 5 and 5 of the B string and of the G string, both at the same time. Strike once, then 7 of the D string, and then you go back to 5 and 5 of the B and of the G string, and you do a bend. Strike both at the same time and do a bend. After you finish doing the bend, you go to 7 of the D string and strike it twice. And then you do that. So go 5 of the D string, slide to 7. See? Okay. And as soon as you finish sliding to the 7, you do a bar on the E string, B string, and G string, and then you play 5 of the E, 5 of the B, 5 of the G string, and then 7 of the D string. As soon as you finish playing on the 7 of the D string, strike 5 of the G string and do a slide to the 9th position. Then strike 10 of the B string and then go to 12 of the G string and do a bend. What you can do is just a bend on the 12th of the G string, or you can do a unison bend with the 10 of the B string and 12 of the G string and do a unison bend. Let me go one more time. That's the end of the solo. Okay, then the final section comes in, the end of the song, and with the end of the song, we're gonna use the same chords we've been using with the chorus. We've seen that before, and the only thing that changes with the main guitar is that we're gonna do some licks over the final part. The first lick is we're gonna do that. So we go to 15 of the E string. You do a bend. And when you do the bend, there's no release, just bend, kill the note with this hand, and then go to 12 of the E string, 13 of the B string, and 10 of the B string. One more time. Now, next lick. We're going to do that. It's 12 of the E string, 13 of the B string. We strike both at the same time, and you do a bend on only on the 13. Okay? And then to finish, we go to 14 of the G string, 12, and back to 14. Now the next lick, we're going to do that. So go to 15 of the B string, we do a bend, a release, okay? And as soon as you do finish with the release, you do a bend. You only strike one time with this hand. Okay? Bend, release, bend, And when you're doing the bend, without doing release, we strike 15 of the E string, okay? And as soon as you strike 15 of the E string, you strike again when you're doing the bend on the 15 of the B string, and you do the release. That's a movement. And as soon as you finish the release, you do a new bend from 15 to 17. One more time. The next section, we're gonna do that. You need to use the pick. Okay, you just put the pick over the sixth and the fifth string, the E and the A string. You just slide. Okay, you just slide, and then we just do G chord and a D chord, so because we are doing that with the rhythm guitar. And then we just move forward to the next lick. Okay, so the next lick, you can do that. So it's 12 and 13, the same thing we did before. We strike both at the same time. We do a bend only on the B string on 13. We do the bend, the release, and then you strike twice on the 13 and on the 13, and you do 2 bends. Okay, one more time. And then you finish with the 14 of the G string. The next movement, it's the same thing. 12 and 13, bend, release, and then 12 and 13 twice. Same thing we did before with the 14. Same notes. But we're gonna add something. We're gonna do that. We're gonna go to 17 of the B string. You strike, do a bend like going to 19, and then 13 of the B string and 14 of the G string. One more time. Oh, sorry. Let's go again. And then the next lick and the final lick. We're gonna do that. And then we end the song with that. We're gonna go to do a unison bend, 12 and 15, both at the same time. Okay, you just bend the B string on the 15. You strike once. You do it twice. And then do that. 13 of the B string, 14 of the G string twice. And then go back to 13 of the B string. You strike it and you do a bend. Check that there is no release with that bend. One more time. And then we go to 15 of the E string and you do a bend. And when you are doing the bend, you do a vibrato. And then we'll finish the song. Now to finish the song, you can do that. It's 12 and 15 of the E string. You just strike on the 12, hammer onto 15, and pull off back to 12, and you just repeat the same movement. You can do that with hammer-ons and pull-off, or you can use your pick to a Satriani style. You can do that. You just hammer with the pick on the 15, and that will do the hammer-on and the pull-off for you. And that's it. That's pretty much about it. Then the song ends doing some licks.